What?
I have a terrible idea for for the last 10 minutes.
Oh yeah?
Or would that have to be a full stream? Are you actually looking? Okay, there we go. Alright, for the last 10 or so minutes, I guess we're doing this. We're doing it ASMR style too. I'm just saying. Close your eyes, everyone. Just listen to our voices. Oh God, he's going to that one. All right. Can you zoom in a little bit so it just? Can you open just like zoom in a little bit so it's just like full, like we get the whole. All right. You're doing voices. Who's doing narrative?
Let me just.
Yeah, you might want to just. Can you get the? All right, cool. All right, this is the last 10 minutes, I guess. It was a beautiful day on planet Earth. The sun was shining. The people were just going about their business and taking in the peace and quiet. There was no screaming and running from any monster or robot attacks, nor were there any police responding to the usual bank robbery or two. Everything has been going very well for the citizens. Somewhere in the city, there was a familiar sight most of the city was used to. That sight being a blue bipedal hedgehog wearing a black sleeveless shirt.
That it finished on March 18th.
Ooh.
Yeah, status complete. Update March 18th.
I guess
it's been going for 6 years.
I guess we're reading all 1.6
million words. Yeah.
Read the chat.
Yeah, no, I did.
Okay. A matching pair of black fingerless gloves with blue highlights at the bottom of the wrist. Baggy blue cargo pants and blue design on the right. So he's wearing his colors outside of his body.
So Sonic canonically wears cargo. So that's why it always says he takes off his clothes. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay.
Do you want to alternate every paragraph?
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Beautifully smirking while simultaneously shredding concrete on his skateboard just for fun. However, despite the different wardrobe, everyone who saw the hog knew the identity quite well from the countless times he has saved the world from certain doom. Everyone who saw him knew this creature was none other than the legendary Blue Burr, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Angle your face so your voice is directed to the left of the right, but not to the mic, but not the center.
Do you want some ASMR?
Can we actually do that? Does that work? I don't actually know. I don't.
We would have to set it up for next week. For now, we'll just do some.
Fuck.
Some nice ASMR. Oh, wait, let's get over here.
His smirk now forming into a grin. The Blur was as relaxed as he could be and was very much enjoying the period of relief this peaceful day provided. Seconds later, he noticed the entrance of a general store coming up, which immediately reminded him of his thirst. Without breaking the mental beat he had set up in his head, the Blur lightly stomped his foot down, halted the skateboard, and once he stood up, scooped it up. He went right inside to nab himself a bottle of water. At that time, even though he knew his penchant was doing so, the hog was certain he wasn't bump into anyone he knew, and that this trip was just going to be your average get in, get out kind of deal. But lo and behold, the moment he set foot inside the place was the moment his gaze ended up locking onto a familiar blonde bounty hunter who was smiling with glee. Fuck you.
Well, I'll do Sonic voice because I do the Sonic voice a lot better than I do.
Who was smiling with glee, her day clearly having just been made by the mere sight of her friend.
Samus Aran, we'll all be! What are you doing here?
Sonic greeted with one hand, going to grab a bottle on the shelf next to him, while the other went to shake the hunters. They shake hands?
You know me, Sonic. I'm just here gathering a few supplies. It's good to see you, by the way.
You can...
Samus responded, her voice filled with an overwhelming warmth.
Same here! It was definitely a nice surprise. How's life been treating you?
Keep going.
No, you have to let out the small sigh of frustration.
Oh.
He was forming the reason for why this was in his mind right as she started to voice it.
Well, Ridley broke out of the containment again 2 nights ago. a mere day after I recaptured him, which meant I had to spend the good half of the day tracking him down, which wasn't too fun, especially with the bruises I received. Just as quickly as it came, Samus's scrunched brow quickly faded, and her face went right back into being a warm smile. Whoa, into being a warm smile. But other than that, it has been a pretty good day, I'd say. Speaking of which, how's your day been?
Hey, Kello. So we've just been streaming for 3 hours and we're really tired and bored, so we're reading Sonic fanfiction.
Yep.
Why are you the way that you are? Why are you the way that you are, bitch?
This is quality content.
It's been good.
Sonic began before moving on to the big question he had on his mind.
So how's Snake? What? Is he still going out with you?
Yeah, I guess they're...
Okay. With a light chuckle, the hunter crossed her arms.
Can you scroll down for me? Oh, too far. He's been well, though we never were an item. We did go out one last time the week before, but like usual, it's always been as friends, Samus began. Though I do wonder who told you we were dating. Immediately, the image of a certain feathered pilot came into mind. Let me guess. Falco told you. This is the Smash Bros. Universe.
Yup, of course it is. He fucks every single Smash character.
Go for it.
Yep.
Sonic said with a nod, prompting... What?
I just love the ASMR voice and then, yep! Continue.
Yep.
Sonic said with a nod, prompting Samus to let out a slightly longer chuckle in response.
That guy has practically made it his mission to figure out my love life.
Sonic immediately smart. Wait, why is he figuring out your love life if you know?
He's
All right.
jealous bitch. Yep. No kidding.
Yep.
I should have known it was him, up to his old tricks. Like how he once said you were going out. Wait.
Oh, that's
With-
me.
Oh.
That's me. Oh.
Heh.
Wait.
Yeah, no kidding. It's
Oh no, this is Samus. But it's written so poorly, we thought it was Sonic.
Okay, just go from head, no
Yeah.
kidding.
Yeah, no kidding. I should have known it was up to him to his old tricks. Like how he once said you were going out.
With Mario, Samus finished, her lips now forming into a big stupid grin. Oh, don't remind me. I still get the giggles every time I think back to that. Especially when Peach actually started believing it, which caused him to
his pants.
to show up.
Oh.
Noticing she was starting to crack up, the blur immediately took over.
Hell yeah, I got a full paragraph.
Nice.
Which caused him to show up at Star Fox headquarters, his face red as a beet. Oh, I remember that, especially when he tossed him across the room and got his beak stuck in the wall. He certainly got the idea to never mess with him, I'd say.
Even before he said it, the usually reserved bounty hunter just lost it and started crack up like there was no tomorrow. And it was at this unusual sight that the few people who were there around the two started to do the same. What?
Yo, these people eavesdropping.
Yeah. Hell, even Sonic couldn't resist cracking at least a small smile at it. After a few more seconds, soon everything mostly went back to normal.
Are you two ready to fan? Get out of the room, Dad! Yeah, we are.
Do you want to read with us?
You want to join us?
Enough for that, people.
Yeah.
Wait, where was I?
I know, I suck. That's why I posted it.
Oh, thank you. Alright.
No, you watch my streams? Oh.
I saw it on Discord.
Oh.
It was on Discord? Oh,
You
right.
watch my streams? Oh.
Right. Go for it.
Special guest star David.
Yeah. Alright, where were we?
Oh. After a few more seconds, soon everything mostly went back to normal, though Samus still had the occasional odd snicker or two for a little bit following this moment.
Shut up, David. So, Sonic, are you doing anything later? Samus questioned. The blur then lightly grasped his chin and mentally combed through his schedule for any important events he might miss, only to turn up nothing.
So far, there's nothing I can think of. Why ask?
Despite having years of formal military training and discipline as well as a massive body count due to her career and history, even the great Samus Aran was not immune to the nervousness as her cheek soon flushed with red, seconds after the blur finished his sentence. However, the nervousness was only just that, cosmetic, as the girl still was able to power on through and pop the question.
Samus is a good
Where are we?
pal.
Oh. Well, I was wondering if maybe you and me could go out for dinner tonight? Sonic's eyes flickered with surprisement. Surprise. Despite his past experiences, any time he was asked out still came as a surprise to him. And the reaction he gave, I'm reading it as I am. I'm either stupid or it's written like that.
It is written like that.
He gave as well as the tone he said and put Samus very much at ease, and then he realized he was the same exact boat as she was.
Chili dogs for dinner, boys.
Damn straight. You want to say this line right here?
Also,
While you're doing
the
it?
fact that
Wait, what?
Sonic, like,
You mean as friends, right?
You mean as friends, right?
Smiling, the hunter shook her head.
he's too used to
Why can't I
rejecting
update
Amy
the
that
title?
way.
Yeah. Not quite, she began. I was thinking something more along the lines of, well, I think it should be obvious. Sonic's interest perked up at the exact same time as his heart rate.
What?
That's what it says. Sonic's interest perked up at the exact same time as his heart rate.
You actually want me to go on a
If you're interested, of course, Samus quickly interjected, only continuing once she saw Sonic get into a thinking stance. Because if you don't want to, that's fine as well.
Are you kidding me?
Sonic said moments later, his lips turning into a smile. David's here, yeah.
I'd love to. Is 8 o'clock a good time?
It's getting me is the fact that Sonic's knowing what she's talking about while years of Amy, asking the same thing and be like, what's love?
Samus is Samus. Amy got nothing on that.
Is 8 o'clock a good time?
Getting over the surprise and resting every urge to squee. Samus nodded.
X series shows otherwise.
That sounds wonderful. Right then, Sonic went to pay for the bottle, though not once did his eyes leave the hunter. What bottle? What?
The water bottle
I know-
that he came in to
It's
buy.
a water bottle? It
Yeah,
just said
yeah,
bottle.
yeah.
Ball, you blindy.
Water bottle back.
Great to hear.
The blur said as he set his board back down.
I hate this.
Well, I'll see you then. I have to get going now. The day's still young, you know.
It's for your kids who want to go to sleep. We're helping you. Where are we?
Yeah.
Told
the parents.
Indeed it is. I best be heading off also. I promised to meet with Peach and Zelda to catch up with them before they went their separate ways. You want to do this?
Got this, yeah.
Yeah.
Before they went their separate ways, the blonde bounty huntress took the blur by surprise when she pulled him close into a very warm hug, which was quickly returned by the former.
She has to bend the knees and the back to hug him. You know that?
Roundabout starts playing. A few seconds later, Sonic sped out the store and was once again back to boarding down the sidewalk at extremely high speeds. And would every now and again perform a trick or two, which would usually get a good reaction from the crowds around him, with the smiles he'd see being more often than not what made his day. A little while later, the blur decided to slow down for the time being to enjoy his surroundings a bit more, and as soon as he did, his gaze soon
He's not into his own kind. He's into humans, which is a reverse furry.
His gaze soon snapped to a familiar mustached man in red and blue.
Wait, is that? It didn't take long before the figure's feature.
Oh shit. Didn't take long before the figure's features became much more pronounced and provided some truth to what the blur guessed.
Mario!
Sonic called. As quickly as the word sounded off, the plumber's gaze snapped to the blue hedgehog, and as soon as it did, a smile graced his face, and he soon started waving.
David, go.
David, you're Sonic. I mean Mario.
It's right here.
Sonic! That's a terrible accent.
It doesn't matter.
Sonic!
Mario called right as he started making a move towards the blur.
There's no...
I know.
Yeah, there's
they
no...
fucked
But
up.
they
It's-
How is it going? How is it going, my friend? It feels like it has been ages since I last saw you.
Yeah, same here, bud. I'm doing great.
Smiling, the blur, as soon as he was within reaching distance of his friend, went to shake his hand.
Shake hands, guys. Alright. Where are we?
I just met with Samus earlier today.
Really?
Really?
No, right there. Really?
Really?
Mario asked.
Yeah, I don't have to say that. You can just...
How she's been holding up?
The usual. You know how it is for her.
Women. In response, the plumber couldn't help but let out a chuckle.
Boy, do I ever.
God damn it.
The life of a bounty hunter is never easy.
Yeah, no kidding, but enough.
Did he just say no kidding twice in a row?
No kidding, but enough about that. How's it going, pal?
So far, things have been.
So far, wait, what?
So far, things.
I'm blind. So far, things have been terrific. Mario began. It's refreshing to actually enjoy your day without having to worry about some random threatening heart attacking. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, definitely. A little bit later, the plumber's eyes moved over to the board in the blur's pack.
Sonic took over the narrative.
Yeah.
So I see you've taken up.
So I see you taking up a skateboard then.
Noticing his friend's reaction, the blur showed a slight hint of confusion.
I sure have. What, you didn't know I skateboard?
Well, admittedly, I should have guessed. I mean, I do remember you took up hoverboarding, but I always thought that experience would be so exciting that you put it off just the plain old skateboarding.
You know me too well. Yeah, it's nowhere near as fun as those nifty extreme gearboards. But if you ask me, I think any way you can catch some good air and shred is good.
Yeah. I think you left your oven on! Some things never change, Mario thought to himself.
So where are you heading off to? Gonna meet with Luigi?
Mario shook his head, though his tone was still as jovial as ever.
Nope. Right here.
Nope. He's with a Daisy right now on a date.
Wait a moment. A date?
Mario nodded.
It's crazy, isn't it? It only seemed like it was just a day ago or two when he could barely look her in the eye, let alone speak to her, and now he's just as brave as the rest of them.
Nice! Hey, next time you see him, be sure to mention that I'm proud of him, alright?
Will do.
Mario replied with
Well, always. I'm just going to dinner to get something to eat. I didn't really feel like cooking today. My spaghetti.
Italian.
Would you like to, would
Food
you
is
care to
practically
come
on
with
board,
me?
Luigi.
I could use a good friend to talk to.
Despite the answer already being on his mind, the blur's stomach still did not hesitate to make sure he knew that That's Sonic!
Sonic's the bluebird. Sonic's.
Did not hesitate to make sure he knew that the possibility of turning the plumber down was not going to happen.
Sure thing, old buddy.
Sonic replied, his arm draping around Mario's shoulder.
In fact, I'll be willing to pay the tab if you'd like.
Mario smiled at his response, though he still was a little perplexed by him as this very unlike the blur. In fact, last time a scenario like this occurred, Sonic's response was something along the lines of,
No thanks, bud. I'm looking for more some adventure.
I messed that one up.
For more some adventure.
And yet, here he was, actually not worrying so much about his life in the fast lane and actually being willing to go out for a meal with him.
Well, at least I know what to ask him about first.
He thought right as they found themselves at Jesus, that was fast. As they waited for their opportunity to get their meals, it was Mario who first broke the silence.
So how's life been for you, Sonic?
I thought I already answered this, bro. So far, it's been spectacular. From traveling around the world to meeting and sharing smiles with new people and going on incredible new adventures. It's all been such a wonderful experience.
Same old Sonic, always looking for adventure, Mario said with a chuckle. So you're still as cocky as ever?
Mario said cock.
What do you mean?
Oh, David. Alright, let's.
How long is this?
Dude, we're here. I say we just go until 45 and then call
Oh,
Where is-
this is chapter 1.
it. Yeah.
Where is...
Do you want to like just cut in randomly into some
You
random
know,
part?
where Samus bathes herself in chili dog.
That is
Sonic
chapter
eats
1
it
is
off of her.
Rouge. We haven't even met Rouge yet.
Let's jump right here.
Start a fuck.
Oh, yeah, okay, wait. But I don't know who that is.
Who's talking?
Oh, wait, this is the end of it.
Yeah, this is when they fuck.
This is after they fuck.
Oh.
Yeah, see, after the climax finally ended. We're still
Oh, okay.
Who is with who? Who's with Rouge?
It's Sonic Rouge.
Sonic and Rouge.
What happened to Samus? Okay.
I don't know.
She went to buy...
Actually, that's a good question. Maybe you should read and find out. I'll send
What
you a
happened
link.
to Amy?
Just Google
okay?
Sonic's
No,
Ultimate Harem.
We'll continue it
What
next
happened to
time
the
on
human in
stream.
Sonic 06? So that's where he got his human addiction.
That's
Oh,
where
yeah.
he got
That's
his
why he's-
human
That's
addiction.
why he likes Samus and not
Wait,
Amy.
hold on. Where were we?
Just...
Yeah. Let's go until like a certain part, and then we'll just continue it some other time.
no. How about we don't do that?
Wait, let's pop into a random thing and see what happens. All right.
Minutes later, the hog was sprawled out on the bed, resting ever so peacefully. He had kicked off his shoes
this
and
is
used the
where
power. Dude, he kicked off his shoes. That makes it not gay.
Yes.
Or that makes it gay.
Here, jump here to hit. Do you want me to do Rouge, or do you want to do Rouge? Or do you want to be Sonic?
I'm still Sonic.
Okay, so I'll
the
do it.
best girl.
What voice should I give her?
Like a sexy, 19.
I don't know if anyone's still watching this.
There. Hey there, sugar. Rouge greeted.
Immediately, Sonic's defenses kicked into high gear right as his eyes shot wide open, followed by the motion of him scooting back just a bit too far, which caused him to fall flat on his ass on the polished floors.
What the hell, Rouge? What are you doing in here? Can't you see I'm trying to take a nap here?
Sonic
Sonic
shoutedly, excitedly in the X-Men What?
Why is Rouge in the X-Men?
Oh, it's Rogue.
Oh, it's Rogue from the
It's not... Yeah. It's not Rouge, it's Rogue!
Okay, so it's still within the canon that Sonic has an reverse furry addiction.
You guys see what I'm seeing? This is Rogue.
This is Rogue!
This isn't Big Titty Fat Girl. This is Rogue.
I don't even know what...
You don't know what Rogue looks like?
Nope.
It's like brown, white hair.
She's hot. But
Oh my god!
What's her
This is chapter 1?
What's her powers?
she can absorb powers, if I remember correctly. She was like super busted. Well, not that one.
Why not Rouge?
Because
it breaks canon.
It's too basic.
Okay.
You have to break. Oh my god, Sonic
Alright,
can
I
be
wanna-
fighting crime.
I want to get into the hot and spicy.
Yeah? Alright.
This can legitimately
Oh
have
my god,
the
there's
thing
so much plot.
This can have the thing of.
Is this the
who
plot
would
for
win,
the Sonic movie?
or Thanos?
Yes.
Who'd win
Debated.
Who'd win Sonic or Thanos, huh?
Y'all in bed in your shoes? Sonic is.
The feel of his tongue struggling for dominance against hers.
Wait, who's
The way his hands caress every curve and bump. All of it was like fine wine. It was so delicious
Sonic, you got a kiss, right?
and intoxicating. Fine. Where are we? Which left Rogue wondering if he was It's not Rouge. Wondering if he was only going to get better with age. Okay, he's 17.
Like a fine wine, I just get better with age.
It was. Oh my god! However, that wouldn't last long. A few moments later, following the period of her jacking him off, with her only stopping every now and again to spit on his. The gal finally decided it was time to get his lower region reacquainted with her oral cavity. No, this is good content.
Yeah,
It's reading.
it's reading.
It's art.
You can't ban art, okay?
Yeah.
Stop! You can't burn books.
All right, we'll
That's how you delay.
trying to resist it, huh? Rogue thought, her lips instantly desiring to curl into an evil grin. Try resisting this, and with
she pulled out her even bigger cock.
nope.
And he
And with
shoves
that, the
finger
mutant
up the
completely
prostate.
took the blur by surprise with an additional hand twisting
What?
up into his leg.
Okay, cool.
Do you want to say fuck in Sonic's voice?
Yes.
Go for it.
Wait, hold up. Yeah, I know.
The mutant completely took the blur by surprise, but the addition of her hand twisting up and down his length at the same time her head was still bobbing, causing the blur to start sweating and cursing in a matter of seconds, as he still tried to keep his cool. Finally, after several long minutes of enduring the torture, wink, the blur's muscles just gave out, and with that came the explosion. Fuck!
The moment he sounded off that cry, it was almost like a warning that came seconds too. Right when he was on the verge of saying it. Jet after jet came bubbling and launching from his folds.
Bubbling?
Came bubbling and launching from his folds.
Bubbling. Folds?
How fat is he?
Is this
How many chili dogs have you eaten?
Jonas the Implant.
Gambit's
I
here? I think that's a good place to end the stream for today.
Yeah, bubbling jizz.
Where's my glasses? I lost them. Where's my actual sunglasses?
Let it be known I have an extra chromosome.
Yoshi. Spring high, motherfuckers.
Or maybe I have two.
I'll see you on hell.